Do you want to talk about, since we're talking about animation,
Something that also pissed us off?
you want to talk about something else that also pissed us off?
How I to piss you off, Nick? What
Okay,
is
because
it?
here's the thing. Here's my thing, Danny. People are gonna be upset at us right now because me and Danny are gonna do sour grapes hour here. But Blue Lock, for those of you who don't know, the last 2 episodes of the season, good to great.
Yeah.
Good to some of the best sports content I've ever seen in my entire life.
This most recent episode is the best episode of Blue Lock.
Period. Yeah.
The best sports thing I've ever seen, including sports.
It's top. That's pretty good. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Sports are not that good. The last episode is JJK season 2 level animation, even stylized, kind of like it. It's almost stylized like Fog Hill with the 5 elements.
It reminds me of Demon Slayer, actually, when it starts snowing. Like, that was like some fucking classic and the aspect ratio changes.
The black bars on top and bottom, I thought was a really cool change.
I was pissed.
Okay, so here's the thing. Me and Danny are gonna like. I'm looking at the camera. Yeah. The last 2 episodes of Blue Lock were very good. That's fucking bullshit.
That's fucking bullshit.
But that is, if you don't realize, that is the biggest go fuck yourself from Bandai Namco you've ever received. I don't know how to tell you. Like you need to increase your critical thinking ability, because that is Bandai Namco proving to you, if they either spent more money or more time, that is what the whole season could have looked like. Even the second to last episode, which wasn't nearly as good as the last episode, looked good.
Yeah.
Not like great like the last episode, but it looked, if the entire season looked like that, fucking I would have taken it.
Yeah.
I absolutely would have taken it.
Yeah. Every episode doesn't need to look like this season finale.
Of course not.
This season finale redefined what I thought Blue Lock could be.
Yes.
I just wanted it to be like season 1, which is like half of what this most recent episode
If they
was.
had nerfed the final episode and taken 20% of the effort that they spent on that episode and just like parsed it out to every episode prior to that in that season, I wouldn't have complained.
Yeah, this was incredible.
It was fantastic.
It was so infuriating. First note, holy shit, they animated this episode.
All right, so in the second episode, because I thought I was watching the last episode, I was watching the second to last episode, and I said, when Isagi said he's dribbling, I felt that because why was he moving? Like that was like the second, like Isagi was like, he's dribbling, and then you saw Sai start dribbling, and I was like, he is dribbling. I was holy fuck.
Dude, Stank texted us, and he was like, let me see if I can find it.
He was like, this episode was so good, I almost yelled goal when somebody scored, right?
Didn't say that. But let me see. Stank goes, yeah. Is it also weird to you guys how many people are saying, like, this last episode of Blue Lock makes up for a season of shit animation? Like, please don't encourage companies to slash the budget of 99% of the season.
Yeah.
Which is completely valid.
Exactly.
And I agreed 100% at the time of that text. And then I watched the episode, and I had just written out, like, a Blue Lock is so back, baby text.
Yeah.
And then glanced back at that one and, like, deleted it. And I was like, you're right. You're right. I just fell into that trap.
Exactly. And that's the thing, is that's going to be the narrative surrounding the season. Everyone's going to be like, well, like with One Piece, they're going to be like, hey, listen, the first 11 episodes are going to be terrible.
Yeah.
When you get to that 12th episode, it's going to be, and like, that's just Bandai Namco being like, cool, we put in the 12th, like, we put in literally 6% of the effort that we should have.
Yeah.
And people are only going to talk about that last episode because it is the culmination of the entire season. It is the most hype moment. The soundtrack's great. The animation's great. It ends in a satisfying way. Isagi's fucking goal is dope.
Yeah.
And so people are just going to talk about that last episode.
Yeah.
But it's like, you need to realize, if you look back at this Blue Lock season and you're like, oh, they saved it, Bandai will just do it again.
Yeah, this season's unwatchable. It's unrewatchable. If I were rewatching Blue Lock, I'd skip a season.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd have to skip this entire season.
Yeah, you watch like the 11th and 12th episode.
Yeah. Yeah. So I wrote I just realized the monk's bindi is a soccer ball. That has to be offensive.
Oh my God, it is.
Gem between his eyebrows. Mm-hmm. It's so a bindi, I believe that's what it's called, is like the Indian representation or a Buddhist representation of your like metaphorical third eye. And that's why they wear like...
That was a marriage thing.
No, it's... I don't know.
I think, well, like women, like when they get married in Indian culture, at least, I don't know if it's a Buddhist thing. They put like the red dot in between the, in between their eyebrows, right?
Decorative marker sticker worn on the forehead.
Look at us.
It's too much.
The boys describing Buddhism.
It's too much fucking lore.
Yeah, I mean, it's like
What does it symbolize?
thousands of year old religion.
It also represents a third eye. It's said to retain energy and strength and concentration. I'm right to the extent of that one sentence.
I mean, I guess.
But it, because
Buddhism is like very alive and well in Japan, so if anybody's allowed to fucking make a soccer ball bindi, I feel like it's them.
I guess. I wrote, love how this episode's animated like it's the fucking eclipse from Berserk. The first third of this episode has the tone of a horror show. Mm-hmm. And it's awesome.
Watching fucking Rin's break, like he's just like is like the thing, like it's going red. He's like breathing.
His eyes are black. Like you see like demons behind him. Like people keep being like, it'll cut to a guy and he's like, I just have to double it up in front of me and then do this. Then Rin swoops in and just steals it. His tongue sticking out, and they're like, he got me.
Yeah,
like it's fucking. There's one dude who comes to like shoulder tackle him and he like flips over.
Yeah,
him,
he
like
just, like goes low on him.
Yeah, it's so harrowing, and it's great. It sets like a great pace too, because you're like, with each person he like fucks up, he gets closer to the goal.
Yeah,
and so there is like a tangible like time running out.
Yeah. And it's like the 90th minute. There was also like a big Bachara dribbling scene, and I love a Bachara dribbling scene. And I was terrified. Like, if there was going to be a Bachara dribbling scene, like, we were just going to get like fucking still images of it. And like, oh, I was like, how did he get the ball up there? But they actually animated the whole thing, and it looked good.
Yeah. I wrote, that feint looks impossible. Every now and then they do a soccer move that truly could never happen.
When like when Rin went to like go do the shoot, and then he like bounced it over or something, and they're like,
he like kicks it, and as it's going, he like sidewinder kicks it with his other leg and like whips it around. And it's like he would need to move his legs faster than the ball's velocity.
Exactly. And also have like both his legs in the air simultaneously.
Yeah.
But also, it's a sports anime. Unrealistic shit's gonna happen all the time. Watch Kuroko no Basket.
And then some stuff we already talked about. Then halfway through the episode, the art style just changes completely. Mm-hmm. Like, it changes to literal JJK. Like, no one has shadows.
It's like hard, black, choppy lines. It almost looks kind of like, I feel like the best actually comparison is Devilman Crybaby.
Yeah, people have said that. Yeah,
because like everyone just starts like running like head down. Everyone gets longer, right? Everyone gets like skinnier, like with like black lines. No one has shadows. Yeah, it's
awesome. It starts when it kicks off. It's awesome. Like the black bars come down, and then you see like an overhead shot, and it's coming down. And it goes like it says like overtime or something like that in big words. And there's a shot
+1. Yeah,
+1. There's a shot where he kicks the ball, and it's like POV. You are ball.
Yeah.
I was like floored. I was like
really good.
Yeah, it was really. Oh, and then my last note, luck. So Isagi, you okay?
Lungs.
Yeah.
Water.
Filling with water.
Oh, we're good.
Isagi makes his goal. Like, all of this shit's coming into place. He's like, getting one up on people, like catching it, dribbling it. He has to make a decision, and then he like whips around somebody. And he like winds up, and one puzzle piece comes flying by, and it just says
like
luck.
A golden luck piece like bounding by. Yeah,
it just says luck, and he kicks it, and it just makes it in. I was like up on my feet.
Yeah,
because I love that his whole bit is that he's like collecting these puzzle pieces, and he's like, I need this, I need that, I need this, and I love this moment being like. Sometimes you just kick the ball and hope.
Sometimes you find a spot, you think the ball is going to go, and the ball just falls there.
Yeah, and as long as the wind doesn't hit it, or maybe the wind hits it right, and it does. Like, I love it being like, just throwing its hands up, being like, sometimes it's luck.
Sometimes it's God.
It's so just, just says
God, yeah, he's like fucking, he's alive and he's Japanese.
Just see like slow like transparency like coming more and more like visible, and you're sprinting down the field with the ball. It's Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it's up the fucking the lane here. Or just see him like appearing, and like this is why it's an openable dome so God can watch. Like it's like one of the lines I think about so often is from the Watchers, and it's Dr. Manhattan in the Vietnam War.
The Watchmen,
whatever. Very different things.
You said whatever, and then we're like, oh no, you're right.
You're right.
Different.
The Watchers and the Watchmen are very different. But it's like Dr. Manhattan in fucking Vietnam just eviscerating people. And there's like a news headline. It's like God is alive and he's American.
Yeah, and he's American.
And I was like, that's a fucking bar, dog. Oh my God, it's one of my favorite lines from a movie ever.
Whoa.
So yeah, this is a fuck you from Bandai Namco. Like we can be excited and also be like, you could, like, you're showing us you could do it. You're showing us that everything that happened between episodes 1 and 10 was intentional.
No, it pisses me off because I want to see that episode and be like, season 3, baby, let's get it. Yeah. But I can't do 24. I can't do 23 more episodes of what we got and then one episode of this again. Like, it needs to be at least season 1 quality.
Do you think that it's going to get better or it's going to stay the same?
I have no idea. I hope there's a mutiny.
So many people watched. That's the thing.
So many people watched. The animators were like a little revolty by it because one dude was like, I personally did 5 episodes alone. And I hope that guy left, you know?
Yeah, I mean, but like, are you going to find a better gig elsewhere? Who knows?
I know.
There's no good jobs for animators.
Yeah, so who knows?
Could you imagine, like, being like, oh, I want to be an animator when I grow up? Your parents didn't love you. Why didn't they stop you? Like, there's never, no animator's ever been like, wow, what a great time I'm having.
Yeah. I've never seen an animator be happy. Even Hayao Miyazaki, the only animator that, like, everyone knows by name.
Exactly.
Hates his life.
Yeah, like, also, by the way, he gets to do his own project. He's not making other mangas come to life. This man is referred to as Disney, like like Japanese Walt Disney. And he's like, I smoke and I eat instant ramen every day because life just needs to slip away from me. And everyone's like, oh yeah, of course, I'll fucking do this.
He's living the dream. Death refuses to take him despite his best efforts.
They got enough movie directors and content creators up there already. We can either talk Hell of a Boss or we can talk Creature Commandos. Let's do Creature Commandos real quick here.
Be quicker.
Because this show is one of the best things that DC has ever produced.
I love it. I kind of love it.
So goddamn good.
Yeah.
It is like trends. It has given me so much faith in what James Gunn is trying to build. And like a lot of people are like very hesitant in what James Gunn is trying to build. Between the new Superman trailer.
Have you seen it? How do you feel about it?
The new Superman trailer?
Yeah.
I love it.
You love it? Wow.
Why? Do you not?
I need a little more.
I like that Guy Gardner's got a fucking horrific bowl cut.
I like
that like children are trying to call out to Superman.
That's awesome.
I love that there's colors. I like that they're basically going to do, and this is shout out to Ty, my intern. He's like, oh, it's going to be, ever seen Superman versus the Elite? Where he's like battling against like Manchester Black. There's been a lot of Easter eggs in both that trailer and also Creature Commandos that have pointed towards the fact that the Superman live action is going to loosely follow the events of Superman versus the Elite. Highly recommend it. Fantastic movie. Go ahead and watch it. Anyways, the trailer looks great, and Creature Commandos just every single week impresses me. Like every single week, like week in, week out. Dr. Phosphorus' backstory, like him being like a fucking nuclear scientist, and he's like, oh, I'm trying to like use nuclear fission to like actually eradicate tumor cells and like cure cancer. And he's like trying to send fake information to a fascist regime so they don't get nuclear fission, like fucking research and all of that. And his family gets killed because of it. What's cool though, and this is what Ty realized, is that like Bialia getting mentioned in that episode, there is in Superman versus the Elite, the story is Bialia versus Pokolistan. And that's like Pokolistan is like where everything's happening right now. So people think Bialia got taken over by Pokolistan, and that's why there's gonna be like the Superman versus the Elite timeline. Anyways, I love what they're doing. I love that with Creature Commandos right now, you don't know who's right. You don't know if fucking Rick Flag is trying to actually avert World War III, or if like Cersei was correct and the actual Creature Commandos are like in the right. So like morally, you have to feel as though you're pulled to one side, but both sides have lovable characters.
Yeah,
I love Frankenstein.
Yeah, I was gonna say, who's your favorite character?
Dude, every single character's backstory has been incredible.
Yeah.
G.I. Robot fucking dusting a room of Nazis, incredible, but he's dead. Like, we haven't gotten Nina's backstory yet. I'm very excited to see hers because I do love her as a character. The Bride's backstory, awesome. Fucking Dr. Phosphorus' backstory, awesome.
Who do you like seeing on screen more? Like the most? Like they're on screen and you're like, good, don't leave.
That's my thing, is like I genuinely like I loved watching the Weasel fuck around with wolves in the woods. I was like, oh, what a healing moment for this abomination against God's will.
Yeah.
I'd say Bride is one.
Wow.
I like the Bride a lot.
The answer's Frankenstein.
I'll
tell you right now.
I also fucking love him. He's hilarious.
He's so funny. I love when he's talking to Rick Flag and he's like, you remind me a lot of Leonardo DiCaprio from the film Titanic.
Have you
seen it?
Yeah.
Not many people have.
Yeah. That or being like, he's like, you Dilfy motherfucker.
Yeah.
I know you're banging her. He is so funny. He's such an agent of chaos. And I don't know. I feel like people are gonna be like, oh, like the comedy's like antiquated. It's very like 2016 or something. But the comedy to me fucking hits. Like
It was cracking me up.
Dr. Phosphorus just stripping naked and walking through a tank.
Awesome.
So good.
That was awesome. That was funny. I love Dr. Phosphorus is so cool because I love casual superpowers.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah, for that. He just like stands still and the tank like comes to him and he phases through it. Like he breaks into a house and he just like puts his hand through the door.
Yeah.
Like I love, he's so creative and fun with what is otherwise a kind of boring ability.
Just being like fucking flame guy.
Yeah. He's awesome. I love, so you texted me and you were like, I wasn't expecting Weasel's backstory to be fucking art.
Yeah.
I do like his backstory. And at first I was disappointed with it because I really liked some that James Gunn brings to DC and just the superhero genre in general is edge. Like the new Suicide Squad movie. I love that Polka Dot Man is like schizophrenic as hell.
Yeah.
And like,
And is like envisioning his mother as the people he's like eviscerating with polka dots.
it's like very not PC in like a very like edgy, fun way. And like Creature Commandos has some of that. And like, I love, and like Guardians has some of that. And so I liked the idea with Creature Commandos that Weasel is like an actor. Like they're all like, he doesn't seem that dangerous. And it's like, he killed 16 children. Like he ate 16 children. And I liked that like, he has that like horrifying nature about him that this whole time, no matter how cute and like Groot-like he gets.
You can be like, yeah, he's murdered.
He
kids.
eats kids.
Yeah.
And so I didn't love
You don't
that.
know that everybody's redeemable.
I didn't like that was a misunderstanding. Like I hated that for Weasel. They helped fix it a bit with Frankenstein murdering that black woman, that blind woman.
Jesus. Got her ass.
But what's it called? He kills that blind woman. And that was like dark and fucked enough. That was like, all right, good. Frankenstein's dark
He was
and
like,
fucked.
you're not going to be alone.
Yeah.
That was kind of sick.
That was
And then he
hard.
calls the dog, and I was like, let's go, baby.
That was good. And I liked Dr. Phosphorus killing the mob boss's children.
Yeah.
Like I was like, all right, cool, good. And then I also don't know if he murdered that family or not when he's playing with the little girl.
No, he just walks away.
I don't know though.
Do you think he murders the family?
I'm wondering because I like that establishes he'll kill children. And he's like, he's having breakfast with that girl and he's like, I really wish you didn't come down here. I really don't want to risk you telling people I was here. And then they're really weird and ominous about him
The
leaving.
entire episode is supposed to build out the fact that like there is moral correctness on all sides, and like they're not because like Bride and Nina go to the like the brothel, like that French brothel, right? And like the bride is talking about like how she doesn't give a shit about other people and how she's always covering up for Nina and all that. And so she's like at this point where she has to like use her power to defend against these two Irish like metahumans, right? And like be invested in other people's lives. Like that for me is like Nina and Bride are becoming sympathetic characters because they're protecting the women of this brothel, and Dr. Phosphorus is trying to make it like trying to complete this mission and is also like a bad guy, but like not a bad guy without cause.
Yeah.
To me at least.
Yeah.
And Whistle is just hanging out with dogs.
Yeah.
So fucking all that. But yeah, this is probably my favorite thing I've watched in the last couple of months.
It's really good.
So much. It's better than any Suicide Squad IP of all time.
Yeah, the animation's really good too. It's
Exactly.
like Archer at its like
Absolutely.
on ecstasy.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Archer has like 100 episodes.
Yeah.
They fucking eventually they were like, we got to stop doing fights here.
Yeah.
They're like, we got to choreograph these less. The fights have been incredible. The Bride like cutting through Cersei's like incel pack was incredible.
Yeah.
So that's been awesome. I don't like even if you're not into DC, unfortunately you do have to kind of know what's going on in the DC universe. You just need to see Suicide Squad. That's it, really, right? Because this happens after Suicide Squad.
Like not even because it's just a ripoff of the Suicide Squad.
I guess,
like
but,
it's the same thing. She explains the bombs in the head, like
But like Rick Flag's dead, so that's why there's Rick
yeah,
Flag
but he
Sr.
just says it. He's just like my son
fair.
died,
That's
and then
fair.
they move on.
Yeah.